DICE producer Alexia says we get only 2 maps per season because we get better quality maps. I have a lot to say on the matter, but let's jump into what she said first. So she goes to say that we don't release more than 2 maps per season because they don't want to sacrifice quality. We're releasing on a cadence where we feel the maps are up to quality and we're happy with how they play. The variety they give the players, they are in worlds in which we released hundreds of maps, but they're not fun. We never want to do that. We have to make sure that the maps feel good to play and that they're fun to play. I completely empathize with players when they want more maps and more content. They talk about that because they're passionate about the game, passionate about the franchise, but we're a team of a certain size. We don't want to sacrifice quality. And I'm sure Alexia is a lovely girl. I have nothing against any of the DICE devs, but when she says we're releasing maps and we're happy with how they feel and how they play, have you guys not tested Blackwell Fields? It is an absolute crap show playing that map. It is sniper central, like literally 40 sniper scopes every time you play that map. It is awful. I don't know how you guys could literally sit there and say that Blackwell Fields plays amazing and it's up to quality standards. No, it definitely was not. It's the worst map in the Battlefield franchise. That map was definitely not playtested, that's for sure. So you say, yeah, we're releasing 2 maps per season, but it means the maps are going to be more quality. They're pretty much mediocre at best. I would say Contaminated is probably the first good proper map that we've actually received. I have spoken very highly of Contaminated. I really like it. I think it could have been a bit larger and we could have got jets in the map because all-out warfare maps are lacking severely in Battlefield 6. We barely even have any maps with jets, and that's kind of Battlefield's biggest downfall right now. But yeah, overall, it's a good map. It's got a lot of depth to it. I like the variety of the different biomes. I think it's a very, very good map. But I don't think you can sit there and say to me, oh yeah, Eastwood and Blackwell Fields are high quality maps and they're up to standards. They play really well. Yeah, Eastwood probably plays somewhat well. It's not a bad map. I wouldn't say it's high quality though. I would say it's mediocre at best. Blackwell Fields, that thing is an absolute abomination. So I don't think you could defend what that map is. Everybody hates that map. It's like the worst map in the franchise. So I have no idea what you mean by high quality content whenever it comes to less maps. So how did we get 4 amazing maps in Battlefield 3 15 years ago when it was like back to Karkland DLC and they were all amazing? Explain that one for me. Because the stars are not aligning with what you're saying. So I don't know what you're speaking about, to be honest. It doesn't add up to me personally. You have a way higher budget. You have 4 studios working on this game. You have more devs working on this game, but we get worse and less content. Make it make sense, guys. Honestly. Jeez. We know Battlefield 6 made a lot of money for EA last year. It was the best selling game of 2025 and it was good and they capitalized on it and that was amazing. But the thing is, Battlefield 6 had an amazing start, and now it's sort of going downhill. Call of Duty's had the opposite effect. They had an awful start, and now they're actually getting somewhat of a traction because they're actually making good quality changes, and they're adding in a lot of meaningful content and a lot of content compared to Battlefield. And they say that Season 2 is the foundation for future seasons. That kind of leaves me very worried. I don't know if they mean the foundation of how the map was created and built because of the depth. I think Contaminated is a good map. I know a lot of people don't like it and that's fine. Everyone's entitled to their own opinion. But I think it's a pretty good map. And I think Season 2 brought in a good lot of changes. And I think there's a lot of good to come within Season 2. But unfortunately, there's just not enough of the good compared to the bad, unfortunately. And I think if we had 4 maps that were as good as Contaminated, I think the community would have been somewhat happy. I know EA are the ones that call the shots and they're probably not allowing DICE to capitalize on making more content because they lack resources, which honestly we all know that is a load of rubbish. EA have plenty of resources. They have a multi-billion company. There's no excuse for them to say that they have lack of resources. It's just down to greediness and greed. That's all it is. I think DICE would do a better job if EA would allow them to do so, but that's just purely my opinion. If you look at what we got in previous games, you could get Battlefield 3 with premium for like £80. That nowadays is the price of a full game. And that would have got you maybe 30 maps. And it would have got you like so many more weapons. I don't know. I feel like the Battlefield franchise is just going downhill every single year. And I feel like it just gets worse and worse. I think Battlefield 6 capitalized a wee bit better than Battlefield 2042 because that was an absolute disaster. And I think they're doing a better job than 2042 in terms of the live service content, but there's still a lot to be desired, and we need more than 2 maps per season. But anyway, you guys can let me know what you think in the comments down below, because I could probably rant about this all day, but yeah, it is what it is. Hopefully we can return back to the old formula where we get at least 4 maps. If they do 3 maps, it's not ideal, but it's better than 2 maps. At least it's at least 1 map every new month, but preferably 4 maps ideally. Anyway, thank you guys for watching. See you on the next one.